Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions. Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that carbon 60 is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant? This powerful molecule is scientifically proven to neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and promote optimal energy. How does it work? C60 fights oxidative stress, the root cause of aging and disease, helping your body repair and rejuvenate naturally. It's like giving your cells a protective shield. Here's what our listeners have to say. Mike from Denver says,
C60 in olive oil has been perfect as my daily detox. I feel cleaner, lighter, and more energized every day.
Sarah from Houston says,
The C60 topical spray is incredible. I apply it to sore joints and within minutes, the pain and inflammation starts to fade.
order now at c60.com or call 720-600-6040. Use coupon code TAMMY, T-A-M-M-Y, for a special discount.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Thank you, Lord. The rain has stopped, people, after 6 long, dark, rainy, wet days. I know I'm being dramatic, but I'm not used to it. I am not used to it here in Colorado. Usually we see the sun every day. Even if it the rain comes in the afternoon, but it was sunny in the morning, or vice versa, right? It's cloudy in the morning and then the sun comes out in the afternoon. I think we are actually like one of the sunniest states in all of the country. And so 6 solid days, and add in that 3 of those were the Memorial Day weekend. And that's enough to push a girl over the edge. Let me tell you. But it has stopped. And although it's still muddy and still wet, but I was able to get outside today and do a run. And I tell you, I was just reminded today that why I run. I know it isn't, like I said, I told you yesterday, it's not the solution to weight management. It's not the solution for your joints and stuff. I get it. A lot of people dog on running and they say, oh, you shouldn't do it, But I was reminded again today why I do it and why it's so important to me. It has become a coping mechanism for me. When I need to clear my head, I got to get out on the road. I got to go for a run. And there's so much going on right now. So many changes in Naturally Inspired, just business-wise and stuff. And I'm kind of like, wow, I can't believe that happened. And oh my gosh, what's going on here now? What? There's never a dull day when you're an entrepreneur, let me tell you. Never a dull day. But a lot going on. And then, of course, I've been meeting with you all, our audience, and, doing assessments. And that's so inspiring. It just inspires me to come here every day and share this message with you. Because so many people have just not been able to get the solutions that they need, that they truly need. And I'm not for everybody, and I totally get that. I'm not for everybody. But I'll tell you, if you want the truth about what's going on, and you're ready, and you are ready to hear the truth, I might be a fit for you. And I'm really realizing that if you can be honest with people and they are ready to hear that honesty, then the sky's the limit with what they're going to be able to do. And I'm just really coming into, I guess, my own skill set, knowing that this is how I'm different in the marketplace, is being able to speak to you with confidence, with authority, because my years and decades of research, I have that authority in this content and understanding, connecting people to real solutions, but also giving them the nuance of our thinking, of our mental place, of our emotional place. Because I know we have been trained to just kind of disregard the mental piece, that it's not, our problems are all physical. We take this pill, we take this supplement, we do this, and we're fixed. And no, we truly are synergistic. That's why it's naturally inspired, because the inspired piece is necessary. It is necessary. It's not just, naturally, supplements and get rid of drugs and work out and change your diet and all that stuff. it's also an emotional piece. And what I've come to realize even more so is that studying behavior patterns in people is really what can help. We're not aware of what we do half the time. We are consciously unconscious. Like we are just barreling down the road, doing the things we've always done, because that's how our neural pathways are built in our brains. And it never occurs to us to stop and think, oh my gosh, are my thoughts controlling my results? Is it what I'm thinking every day that's driving me into my actions that are producing the same results over and over again? Is that why, no matter what I do outside, whatever supplement I take, whatever practitioner I work with, whatever diet I try, whatever, wherever, new city I move to, that nothing works? That can be a very tough realization because right away we blame ourselves. But the thing is, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Our patterns are built through childhood. We are taught how to cope with life through childhood. And unfortunately, a lot of us suffered a ton of trauma in our childhood. We suffered a ton of abuse. Some people suffered mind-blowing, trauma that makes you want to cry when you hear it. Because people can be horrible to other people. The thing is that we cannot control what other people do. We can't control if they apologize to us. We can't control, what they're doing. We have no control over what other people do. The only control that we have is what's within us, how we process things. And when we're children, we only know to try to keep ourselves alive, to survive, right? To keep going. And so we develop these coping mechanisms of patterned thinking that get us through. And we carry those on into our adult years. And sometimes those coping mechanisms bring us good results, and sometimes they don't. And we don't know. We don't understand what's bringing us good results, and we don't understand what's bringing us bad results. We're just doing what we've always done. And so the frustration level that people carry because they just can't get the results they want, it's not visible to them. It's not visible to me. It's not visible to in yourself, I mean. It wasn't visible for me in myself until I began to do the work. And the work is being totally open to understand that the things that you've told yourself might not be true. And then forgiving yourself for believing those things were true. And going, I thought they were true. I thought dealing with this situation was the best way to do it. I thought I was doing all the right things. And when you can't find a reason for why you're not getting the results that you want, you tend to blame things outside of you. So you blame this person that did this to me, this person that did that to me, this person that did that to me. And yes, people do horrible things to you. So it's very tricky. It's very tricky. You have to be able to understand your role in it. And it doesn't mean that you were responsible for it. It just means you have to acknowledge your role in it. So when you start thinking differently and you allow yourself to think differently, what happens is you don't have a lot of space for some of the circumstances that have randomly happened to you in the past. Because now your space is filling up with intentional thought. Now your space is filling up with your design of your life. Because you want better results. But unfortunately, if you're stuck on that hamster wheel of that thinking pattern that brings you the results you don't want, it's very tough to get off. And that is what I have realized in myself, is that I'm an expert at helping people get off that wheel. I told you, it's a changing, interesting week here at Naturally Inspired. And you are listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get started when you come back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Naturally Inspired Radio. This is where we expose the broken down healthcare system. We connect you to real solutions for health, and we inspire you to take back control of your life. We want you to feel empowered. You want to be informed. We want you to be free to live naturally and without fear, confusion, or dependency. If you ever go on Rumble, which I know you do, because maybe you're watching it now, we have a Naturally Inspired Radio 247 channel. And if you would be so kind as to go over there and subscribe, we're getting tens of thousands of views on the show there. And I think we have like maybe 50 subscribers. I don't know why that happens. I don't know why it's so, tricky to get people to subscribe, but it is. So if you happen to go on there, just search Naturally Inspired Radio 247, and a channel will come up. If you like it, if you comment on it, if you share it with one person, if you feel like somebody in your life that is just kind of stuck and maybe doesn't get connected to the good solutions that that they need, send them the show. Just share it with them, because it is just amazing what can happen when someone gets plugged into the right solutions, and it can change everything for them. So be the person that shares this message with them. Again, it's on Rumble, Naturally Inspired Radio 247. The show plays there consistently. So it's a great place to send people to. All right, let's get into it, because there was a huge podcast yesterday dropped with Senator Ron Johnson and Tucker. And I just have, I got to say, I've been telling you a lot of these things for years now. I'm 5.5 years into doing this. 5.5 years into doing this now. And I've been talking about this stuff. I've been declaring it. I've been saying, this is the way it is. And now, there's so many people that know. And it's just refreshing. So the first clip I want to share with you, and if you're a longtime listener, I've told you about this already. I've told you about heartburn, why you get it. It's not that you have too much acid. It's that you don't have enough acid. And it's not my, I have to give credit to people like Gary Null and Dr. Joel Wallach, these old timers who taught me, decades ago now about this stuff. They're the real pioneers, but I'm happy to carry the message for them and have been carrying it for a long time. And now we're seeing it. It's like taken that long, but it's so great. So listen to this casual conversation between Ron Johnson and Tucker Carlson. Here it is.
I've always had acid reflux for years, okay? And so I was on everything, Zantac and Prilosec and then Nexium, which by the way were great in terms of relieving the symptoms, but also have some pretty nasty side effects. So I, again, reading these alternate opinions on stuff, hydrochloric acid has been known for decades to be a Gestavad. The theory behind what causes acid reflux is you don't have enough stomach acid. You're not digesting the food properly. You're not providing the signal to the, sphincter muscle, whatever, that closes your stomach off from your esophagus. So what you do to solve it is you introduce more acid in the form of a natural vegetarian-based product, and that's called hydrochloric acid. So I take one tablet now before my evening meal. I miss it probably at least half the time. I don't have it anymore. So I don't take any of that stuff anymore. This worked far better. It's just completely natural. It's completely opposite of what all these other patented drugs do for you. So it's just HCl, and they call it betaine or something like that. But it's just an over-the-counter supplement, and it's worked great.
I mean, you would think, given what
I will get all kinds of guff for talking about this stuff, but it's just because that's what they do. This is the
you just described your life improving, your health improving, and that's somehow a thought crime. Like, how does that work?
It will be, because the pharmaceutical industrial complex.
Isn't that amazing? I have a bone to pick with those PPIs, that's for sure, because my mother died of cancer, and she was not old. She was 53. And I found out when she was here for a visit one time, right before she died, actually, that she was taking those PPIs. And of course, she didn't think anything of it. It's just a little heartburn. Who cares, right? But I always think about that, because now we have these lawsuits. Like, he's not saying anything, that he can't support there when he's talking about the side effects of those types of drugs for heartburn that he was taking. there's documented lawsuits on this now. And so the thing is we're not correlating a lot of this stuff. We're not correlating these drugs that are basically perceived as normal. You know, like you should have to go on heartburn stuff as you get older, or you should have to go on birth control because, you know, that's part of life. They've become so normalized that people don't even recognize them as drugs. As I've said on here many times before, when I'm talking to people, I'm like, what drugs are you on? I'm not on anything. This is what people tell me all the time. Oh, I'm not taking anything. And then later down the road, you know, as we get to working longer together, well, I do take sleep medication. I do take stuff for my heartburn, but that's not a drug. Yeah, it is. You know, so why do you think they do this? Well, as he's saying here, as Ron Johnson's saying, like they can't patent it. They can't patent HCl. They can't patent salt. By the way, salt works as well. And what's been the messaging around salt for I don't know how long? Oh, it'll give you high blood pressure. You got to stay away from salt. Sodium free. Meanwhile, that's killing your gut because you don't have enough acid. You need salt in your gut to be able to create the right pH, the right balance, along with good micro gut biome. So these are the lies that we've been living with, and there's never a correlation between, antacid drugs and people's cancer. There isn't. And I don't know, if that was an impact on my mother's life, but I certainly wonder about it all the time. I certainly wonder about it. Wish I had known that she was taking it so I could have intervened there, but I didn't know. Okay, so that was a good one. And then the second clip, they get to talking about those pesky vaccines again, those COVID jabs. Yeah, check this one out.
Describe the scale of the injury and death from the COVID shots, if you would.
Well, just on VAERS alone, I think we're over 38,000 deaths associated with the COVID vaccine.
VAERS is the federally created
Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System.
Yes, so that's a government reporting system.
Now, it's some conditions are mandatory to be reported, but they're still not. The two complaints about or hits on VAERS is it doesn't prove causation, but it also dramatically understates the number of adverse events because people just don't report them. Sometimes you don't connect the dots. So on VAERS system, to date, worldwide, there's over 38,000 deaths associated with COVID vaccine. And 24% of those to date either occur on the date of vaccination or within 1 to 2 days.
Wow. Yeah, I know someone who was killed by it.
We saw these athletes dropping like flies on the field. You saw newscasters just toppling over from their anchor chair. And that wasn't reported. You'd get it through social media. You might have a local news story, but there's no national news media that hopped down and say, what is happening here?
No, because that wasn't real.
It was all denied.
Yeah.
It was all denied.
A lot of 23-year-old soccer players have heart conditions, it turns out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all that exercise they do.
I mean, this has become one of those, what I call household conspiracies. Everybody knows it, but nobody was allowed to talk about it. That's add COVID vaccine onto that one, because we all know it's just a little too big to fail in the business world with mRNA platform, right? If they really kill those vaccines and admit what they've done, no more are going to be able to thrive. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions. Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
It's back. Our favorite liquid low molecular weight collagen is now available. The same one. Many of our listeners loved our low molecular weight collagen, and we used to offer it, right? We used to offer it through another company. That company went out of business, shockingly and suddenly. And as the stars aligned in a very weird way, we ended up partnering with a new company because they had a fantastic product line, and then they bought the collagen. I mean, what are the chances of that? It was just crazy. So I want to make sure that everybody knows this back, because we were getting some incredible results. As I told you yesterday, hundreds and hundreds of testimonials about the collagen, about gut health, about hair, about shoulders, people who were had knee surgery, and then they used the collagen to recover, and physical therapists were shocked at how fast they rebounded after those surgeries. Somebody with a hip surgery, somebody with the knee surgery, somebody with the shoulder, like those are plentiful. I have tons of those testimonies. And then, we had people that are like nurses who are on their feet all day that have been in pain for years with, achy joints, shin pain, just bottoms of their feet causing them problems. And they take the time to write in about this collagen to tell me, I was going to be scheduled for getting a surgery. And then I started taking the collagen. I took it for 90 days, twice a day, 1 tablespoon, twice a day. And I'm thinking about canceling my surgery. I don't know if I need it anymore. I don't have any pain. I mean, this is real stuff. So take advantage of it. Give it a try. If you are at a point where you're suffering from pain or, you have some of these issues, we all lose collagen 1% a year after the age of 20 some. So in your early 20s there, you start producing less and then it just amps up. And when you get to be my age, you're losing it even faster. And so you must supplement with it. There's no way around it. So helps keep your fascia, moving and not brittle. We have fascia all over our body. That's what keeps us mobile, and mobility is independence. So all of these things covered by my favorite low molecular collagen. So you can purchase it at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Just click on the collagen and give it a try. When you do, right now, when you become a customer, you get a free 15 servings of Good Brew too. So we value our customers. Not only that, you get the weekly wellness workshop every Tuesday night. This is truly a movement about helping people connect to real solutions and working together as a community. So you're not just a customer to us, you're a community member. naturallyinspiredstore.com. Click on the collagen. Okay, let's get back to the next clip here because I've got another one from this great interview. This one's about statins. And you know me, I've talked about statins now a long, long time and the scam around statins. Take a listen to Ron Johnson.
They had the courage and compassion to actually treat COVID patients that took seriously the vaccine injured. It just connects you to just alternate opinions, alternate thinking. And one of them, laid out the listed side effects of statins, and one of them is sudden hearing. A lot of people are thinking it could be a main driver of Alzheimer's. But again, they'll never admit it because that's a multi-billion-dollar industry right there.
Do you think it's possible that statins are responsible for dementia?
People are saying that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, not a medical researcher, but my eyes have been open.
That's really scary right there. If that's true, people are positing that. I will say, so I took myself off statins, I've had a number of health conditions that just improved as a result. Seriously?
Yeah. I was complaining for years, quite honestly. So they put me on statins when I went in for a CT scan and they saw calcium buildup on what they call the widowmaker. But that's external. Now, it can always bust through the arterial wall and cause real problems. But I had a heart catheterization a couple of years ago. I woke up from that and go, man, I wish my plumbing was as clean as yours. So I don't know, was it because I was on statins all those years? But I know I was being treated because I was having pretty severe dizzy spells, almost to the point of passing out frequently. Going up a step or whatever. I took myself off statins. Under doctor's care. That's gone.
What?
I'll give you another one. This is very personal. This is strange I'm getting into this, but
he just, after that clip, he just gets into the heartburn stuff. So yeah, I've been talking about statins and he's right. He's not a medical researcher. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor, but I do love and I'm fascinated by researching this stuff and have been for a very long time. And what I was able to find out is that some people were proposing, and some people, I mean, people who have even written papers on it, research papers on the NIH website. Some people were proposing that statins cause CoQ10 deficiency that result in muscle pain and mitochondrial dysfunction. Some people were saying statins inhibit Hemi-A, which is a vital component of the electron transport chain for energy. That sounds like it could be a problem. Statins also, people are doing research on a crucial molecule in protein glycosylation in the brain And that deficiency leads to Parkinson's and other brain disorders. And it's interesting because we have this explosion of neuro diseases, right? Like Alzheimer's, like dementia, like Parkinson's. In fact, we're even calling it, diabetes of the brain now, because we know that diet plays into it. But a lot of people are saying that maybe statins even play into it. And the thing is, if you had the right diet, you would have probably never have succumbed to the statins. And then, taking the statins probably wouldn't have maybe impacted dementia. I don't know. I'm not a researcher, right? I'm not a scientist, rather. But it's worth checking out, right? Because we got to know, like, why? Why is everybody suffering from these things? And younger, right? It used to be things like dementia, they showed up much later in life, in your 70s, 80s. And now that's showing up a whole lot earlier. And so I think that's a flag that everybody should say, we got to start figuring out what some of the variables here might be as to why everybody's getting sick like this. That just screams common sense to me. Statins lower cholesterol, critical for vitamin D and all hormones. Digestion, every cell should be saturated with healthy cholesterol. And what have they done? The allopathic model, the science model, it's not a science model. You know what it is? It's a product model. It's a product model. They don't have a system if they don't have products. And so these pharmaceutical products just happen to kind of perpetuate themselves as well, because a lot of times they carry side effects, and then they have to medicate with another product the original medication side effects. That's called polypharmacy. And what I find out when I work with people in the public is that a lot of people, when they get to their 70s or 80s, they're on 7, 8, 9 medications. And they think that this is the only way. And that's where I have a problem. If you choose the lifestyle and you're okay with the pharma model, the product model like that, fine, good, great, do it, But the problem is that, and we talked about this yesterday, this model doesn't give informed consent. That's where I take issue, right? Like yesterday, we talked about the fake blood. A whole trial rolled out, unbeknownst to most people, that you could receive fake blood at any time in an emergency situation. But they didn't think you were worthy enough to get informed consent about that. And I think the same thing rings true with a lot of these pharmaceutical products. They just don't think that you are capable of receiving informed consent and acting on that informed consent in a safe way. In a safe way would be, wow, I don't want the side effects of those drugs. What can I do instead of taking the drugs? And it turns out there's a lot you can do. It starts with diet. It starts with movement. It starts with being in control of what you're thinking. Stay tuned, everybody. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Have you heard about the powerful health benefits of medicinal mushrooms? Take our preferred medicinal mushrooms for immune support, gut health, antioxidant properties, stress and sleep, heart health, liver protection, blood sugar regulation, cholesterol reduction, anti-cancer properties, cognitive health, mood and mental health, heart health, antibacterial and antiviral, and so much more. Available in easy-to-take capsules, great-tasting gummies, and our special coffee blends.
Since adding these mushrooms to my daily routine, my cholesterol levels have improved, and I feel more confident about my heart health.
Taking one of these blends before bed has been a game changer. I fall asleep faster and I wake up feeling truly refreshed.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. text Tammy with questions or to order 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I want to know, is anyone joining me for the cellular reset, the mocktail hour at 3 o'clock? I'm loving it. I hope somebody's joining me. I want to share with you a powerful thing. If you, need a roadmap, one conversation for your health, especially, one conversation could shift all that. I want to give you some hope today. So this is happening all the time with one-on-one personalized sessions with me. It's a judgment-free conversation about your current health. We look at your environment. We look at your nutrition. We look at what you've got built in to handle stress and emotional stuff. We look at all these different things because you're a synergistic being. And we have to address all these areas of life in order to connect you to the solutions that you need. So we do that. It's like 30 minutes, and then it's ongoing support in our weekly wellness workshops when you become a customer. So we'll clarify the gaps and stress points in your life. You'll get clarity on top 3 health priorities. So you'll get a plan to know how to move forward. You're going to be able to clean up the stuff in your house. You're going to be able to dial in your nutrition. You're going to get ongoing support with that. You're going to understand some inspiration stuff that you can apply directly to your life to get better results. So you'll leave with simple action steps, and you'll start to see the big picture. Like I talked about at the beginning of the show, you can't really see it when you're in it. It's when you kind of step back and someone points it out to you that you go, oh, yeah, that could be why. And that's what I'm here to do. So I love this testimonial from Sarah. She said, Tammy helped me see patterns I didn't even realize were affecting my health. In just 30 minutes, I felt more seen and supported than I have in years. I walked away with a plan I could actually follow with no overwhelm. So if you need to get clear on your health, go to naturallyinspiredstore.com and schedule your free 30-minute assessment with me. You can text me personally, 720-303-8868, and I'd love to help get you started. I just want to add this to, it's got to be affordable, right? It's got to be affordable and accessible to people. And that's what I'm offering that's different, I think, in the marketplace. I have heard, many people, by the time they get to me, they say, I've spent thousands. I've spent thousands here. I've gone to this practitioner. I've gone to that practitioner. I've done this. I've done that. And I'm still, I don't have the results that I want. And I'm saying, maybe you're not getting the full story. Maybe maybe these practitioners you work with just don't, maybe they're not telling you the truth about what they're seeing. Because there is an emotional component. There is a habit component. There is a thinking component. It's not just physical. So, before you spend any more money, come over to Naturally Inspired, become a customer. When you're a customer, you're already buying that stuff. You're already buying laundry soap. You're already buying vitamins. You're already buying that stuff. This is stuff you're already buying in your household. So buy it with Naturally Inspired and get the weekly wellness workshop for free. And see if we can unpack some of this stuff before you spend any more thousands of dollars with anybody. Sound like a plan? It certainly does to me. That's the way I would go if it were me. But let's get to our Naturally Inspired moment, because today's a good one. Today I'm talking about lying. I'm talking about why lying actually hurts you more than it hurts who you're lying to. And, we all tell little lies here and there because we think, we don't want to be rude. We think that we're actually, doing somebody a better thing. Sometimes people lie because they don't have enough belief in themselves that what they are doing is got the value. So they feel like they have to lie in order to get what they want, because they actually don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that their skill set, their value is valuable enough that people will want to be in a relationship with them, or want to do business with them, or want to, be a part of their lives. So they feel like they have to lie in order to get people to stay with them in a business relationship or in a personal relationship. Like, people are lying about it all the time. And it's sad because you are enough. And here's why, we all know lying to somebody, it doesn't feel good to be lied to. We all know that, right? It sucks to be lied to. But here's why it's actually worse for the person lying. Number one, you lose trust in your own operating system when you lie. Everyone needs an operating system. If you're lying, you don't have one that works. And what do I mean by an operating system? I mean, how do you interact with people? That's your operating system. How you interact with people is your operating system. So whether it's interacting with them in your business or interacting with them personally, that's your operating system. If you have to lie about who you are or put on airs about who you are or whatever, you don't have an effective operating system. And so that's a problem, because you can't keep using an operating system that's based in lies, because you're going to burn every bridge. Eventually, people always find out. They always find out, and then you're going to be left with ruins. Okay? So that's one way. Number two, you lose respect for yourself. I don't care. Okay, maybe there's like 1% of people that are complete and utter psychopaths and sociopaths or whatever. But all the rest of us, we have consciences, right? We feel bad when we lie. Now, it may have become a habit for some people, so they don't feel bad in the moment when they're lying. But when you're laying in bed at night, or you're looking at the wreckage of all the relationships that you've had, you feel bad. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do feel bad. That's not worth it. That burden, carrying around that burden, is not worth it. Everyone has a conscience. Number three, when you lie, you have to question your relationships. Do they really like me, or do they like what I say? And do I have to keep saying what they like in order for this business relationship to continue or this personal relationship to continue? And that's a betrayal to yourself, because when you're not living aligned with your true thinking, your true values, you're in conflict. You're in conflict inside yourself. And when you're in conflict inside yourself, you're not operating at your best capacity. So it's really a lose type of situation. You can coerce people, you can schmooze people, you can do whatever you want to try to get people to do what you want them to do or get them to like you or whatever, but you can't do it forever. And it ends up making you feel bad about yourself because you don't respect yourself. So it's poison. It's poison. Number 4, you have to be on high alert. Oh my gosh, managing lies. I can't even imagine. Okay. I'll tell you a story. When I was young, I think I was like 19, and I was working in a restaurant, and there was all these, it was a fun place to work. And we had people that were cooks. We had people that were chefs, and it was a fast-paced, fun place to work. But there was one guy that worked in the kitchen there who had told some whopper lies. He had lied about having a child. He lied about being married. He lied about that wife dying. He lied about the baby dying. And then how we found out is our boss wanted to pay for the funeral. And when we inquired about that, turned out the whole thing was a freaking lie. Whoa, right? Insane. Can you imagine the kind of high alert that guy had to be on in order to hold that whole web of lies together for years? He worked there for years. We were all shocked. But can you imagine? You have to be on really high alert to hold all that together. Number 5, if you lie, you assume others do too. And so how can you build authentic relationships when everybody's lying? Crazy. 6, you're not fooling anyone. We know. And so you really have to worry about what people think about you when you're lying. Number 7, lying is a form of manipulation. If you lie, you probably have control issues. And that's the deeper issue. Stop trying to control everything. Turns out you can't control anything here. It's just the way it is. We'll be right back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills. just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that carbon 60 is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant? This powerful molecule is scientifically proven to neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and promote optimal energy. How does it work? C60 fights oxidative stress, the root cause of aging and disease, helping your body repair and rejuvenate naturally. It's like giving your cells a protective shield. Here's what our listeners have to say. Mike from Denver says,
C60 in olive oil has been perfect as my daily detox. I feel cleaner, lighter, and more energized every day.
Sarah from Houston says,
The C60 topical spray is incredible. I apply it to sore joints and within minutes, the pain and inflammation starts to fade.
Order now at c60.com or call 720-600-6040. Use coupon code TAMMY, T-A-M-M-Y, for a special discount.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio, and welcome to our chatters, our awesome chatters. Hot and good to see you today. So glad you're here. Black Dingo. I can't pronounce that one. It's P. Knightenbach. Is that Pam? I think that might be Pam. Doug Wayne, Wes Baker, Faux Online Community, Coxon 203, Lori 68, Troy Berry 76, Power Path, and so many more on the other chats that Jason can't even list them. I love it. And we got some new customers today. We have some new people in our Naturally Inspired community. And I'm so glad you made the choice to do that. I can't wait to serve you. I have so much to share with you. So welcome to Ann, Sarah, Betty, John, Gary, and more. Register to win tomorrow for our giveaway. Tomorrow's Friday. We give $100 worth of product away on Fridays. And it's exciting. So enter. But I will tell you this, okay? If you enter to win, you are probably going to get a communication from me after you enter. So I'm going to reach out to you and say, hi, hi. And thanks for listening, and thanks for being an audience member. And I'm not going to pester you. I'm not going to bother you. I'm not going to try to make you do anything that you don't want to do. I'm just here for you. So when you enter to win, you may get a text from me, and that'll be it. And if you don't want the text, all you have to do is say stop. But I do want you to get the chance to win the $100 worth of products. So make sure that you, put your name in for that, because we send them out every Friday. We're going to be Jason and I go to the post office every day. We send out gifts to our community every day. People who ordered got free servings of Good Brew. Sometimes we give away free tickets to the health summit. Sometimes, it just depends. It just depends on what offer we got going. So, tell me, we are the king and queen of value here. We got married when we were 20. We know how to pack in value. We didn't have a dang thing, man, when we got started. So we can appreciate value, and we do. We are the king and queen of it. So we want to pass that on to you. What did I have to say? I have some cleaning, house cleaning here to do as well. What did I get through all of that? I think I'm okay. Okay, I want to get back to the statin stuff because there was stuff I didn't cover. And I have covered in the past, but I want to remind you, because this is a great opportunity to remind you, this is a sitting senator. This is a sitting senator that says, I didn't know what I didn't know until I started hanging out with these MAHA people, till I started, listening to the vaccine injured people that were treating them, until I started listening to doctors and people who were in the health space that were telling me the truth. He's a sitting senator. So I guess my point is there's no reason to feel like, oh, I got duped or whatever. Like, everybody's in that boat. You don't know what you don't know. And then I'll tell you, the reason why I knew is because something catastrophic happened. That's when people go, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. So consider yourself lucky that you didn't have anything catastrophic that sent you down the rabbit trail of trying to figure out what the heck was going on in the medical mafia system. Because that's how I found out. That's how Jenny McCarthy found out, if you know what I'm saying. That's how we all found out. Many of us. I mean, I think there's a very small population that were just, doctors, and they just thought something ain't adding up here and I can't stay in this model. I know those guys too. So this is what people are saying. Again, research is saying that statins cause liver damage, that they cause muscle damage, that they don't even lower your cardiovascular disease. In fact, in those over 65, they think statins increase mortality. Just some common day-to-day discomforts they maybe linked to statins. Muscle pain, weakness, neuropathy, heart failure, dizziness, vertigo, cognitive impairment, dementia, cancer, pancreatitis. Sometimes the cure is worse than what's going on in the first place, right? And we got to make sure that we're not allowing that to happen to us. We're not allowing that to happen to us because this model that we have right now, it is absolutely dependent on pharmaceuticals. It is absolutely dependent on surgeries. I want to remind you that earlier this week, I played you a video of the announcement of the COVID vaccine being removed off the schedule for pregnant women and children. And I want to remind you of the language that was used around that, okay? It's removed for healthy children. We will remove it for healthy children. And it's no longer available for healthy children. These are tactics. These are tactics in negotiations. They do not want to sink the mRNA completely because they plan on rolling out a whole ton of products with it. And maybe it will be ready in the future. I don't know. But for me, it's more of an ethical issue. I like my DNA, as flawed as it might be. I like my genes, as flawed as they may be. I just kind of grown to like them, They're part of my mom, so I kind of like them, even though they're not perfect. I like them, and so I don't want to change them. Now, as things change or whatever, I don't know what will happen, but we need to reserve our right to do that. We need to reserve our right, and what I think is happening now is we're going to start losing rights to even choose if they get their way. If the pharmaceutical companies get their way, if the medical mafia system gets their way, they'll mandate whether you take statins or not. Because you're going to be monitored. You're going to be a part of the, Neuralink or whatever it is, the wearables, the under your skin biotech. You're going to have to participate in that if you want to participate in society, if we don't protect our freedoms. And when you participate in that, they're going to know in real time if you're taking medications. And if you're not taking your medications like a good little boy or girl, then let's just say maybe you will be punished for that. Like, you're going to be a burden on the medical system. You're going to have to pay higher premiums because you're not taking your medication like we told you to take it. You're going to have to, take subpar care because you didn't do what we told you. Do you see how this could go really sideways if we don't protect our freedoms now? Now, the problem is we have a whole realm of like health influencers that are all in on the wearables and the trackables and they have companies in that realm. And so, yes, they do want to make America healthy again. And that's great. I'm aligned with that. But there's this other piece of tracking and tracing and the data portion that I'm a little concerned about. Because that tracking and tracing, although, on the front of the stage, they're telling you this is going to cure this, we're going to be able to catch it before you get this. And yes, I agree. That's all fantastic. But also there's this other dark side behind the curtains. What are you going to do with my data? Are you going to weaponize my data against me at some point and make me take medical interventions that I don't know if I want? Or that I know I don't want? Because that's a possibility. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I find it interesting that nobody's talking about preserving the freedom aspect of that. Nobody's talking about, okay, we've got all this cool technology. Isn't this awesome? How are we going to put it in your hands where you can manage it, show it to the people you want to show it to, and not show it to the government? Why aren't they talking about that? I want to know. You should want to know too. I'm going to take something to drink because apparently I'm blowing my voice out here. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Garcia. I'm so glad you're joining me today. Stay tuned.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
I am taking an inside out approach with my aging. And yes, I am aging. I'm going to be 50 the end of June. I can't believe it. I get to turn 50 with you, though, at the Naturally Inspired Health Summit. And that's going to be an awesome day. I can't wait because I'm going to be doing what I love to do on my big day, on the big 5-0. But I'm just like, most women, right? We want to preserve that youthful look as much as possible. Of course we do. Of course we do. But I'm not willing to sacrifice my health for that. I'm not willing to. I'm not willing to for myself. I'm not willing to let my husband down. I'm not willing to let my children down by subjecting myself to something that could put my health at risk. Because they'd be devastated, right? We're tight. We're a tight family. They'd be devastated. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And I don't want to do it either. But that's the reasoning. I can't do it. And so what I am doing is I'm taking an inside out approach. So I take my collagen, right? I eat as clean as possible. I exercise. I lift weights. This is all the things that I do. And now I've added a special thing where I've got a skincare routine that is clean, it's non-toxic, it's botanical-based skincare, it's packed with antioxidants, peptides, and natural plant extracts. It promotes collagen production. It restores the moisture barrier in my skin. It helps with inflammation. It helps with fine lines. My skin feels smoother. I think it looks brighter. And it naturally nourishes without harsh chemicals, which is the main thing, right? It's the main thing. And so I have some wonderful solutions. We've been hosting Terry Fox from Haven Aesthetics. He's got some wonderful solutions with his peptide pens. Fantastic. So if you're interested in a natural protocol that brings you results and preserves your femininity and makes you feel like you're doing something and you get results from it, check this out. It's at naturallyinspiredstore.com. You just have to click on the skincare system. You can text me at 720-303-8868. I am happy to help you choose something that is natural and won't cause you, catastrophic health impacts. So there it is. The next story I want to talk about, very, very upsetting because I talk about this all the time because our culture around birth control for women is one that suggests that there are no side effects to birth control. None whatsoever. Not true. Not true at all. And this story highlights it once yet again. So IUDs. A lot of people think, well, I'll do an IUD, because the hormonal birth control, the pills or whatever, that make me crazy. That's what a lot of women have told me over the years. Or they started out great on it, and then later down the road, it made them crazy. Yeah, you're not imagining it. And it could be that you're just not correlating it to your birth control because you've been on it so long. And I find that happens too, People take it for so long and they don't have any side effects in the beginning. But so then they think, well, I've been taking this for years. It's never done that. Your body's been putting up with it for years. And now it's said enough. And that could be what's happening. October 16th, 2024. This is from the New York. That's the New York Times article. Yeah, Jason, go ahead and bring that up. We'll start there. So more research links IUDs to breast cancer risk. A new study adds to the evidence of hormonal contraceptives and breast cancer, but experts stressed the overall risk remains low. Now that, you hang out here on Naturally Inspired, I bet you're paying attention a little bit more to language, right? Because I'm always talking about that. It's the way things are said. It's the way things, especially in the health sphere, you guys. You really got to be keen to understanding what's being said to you. This may cause, right? It's very purposeful. because it's all designed around limiting liability and making sure they can keep their customers. That's why at the end of the pharmaceutical commercial, it'll say, may cause diarrhea, does this, while the woman is running through a field of tulips with joy on her face. That's why they do that, because you wouldn't do it if you knew, if you actually were told in a regular tone, point blank, somebody looking in your eyes and telling you this may cause diarrhea. It also, may cause skin irritation. And I know we're trying to prevent suicide ideation, but it also may cause suicidal ideation. You'd go, what? I'm not taking that. So they have to distract your conscious mind with a bunch of beautiful flowers and a woman in joy so that you're barely paying attention to the rest of it. And that's a key example of that right here. So they're telling you, yes, a new study adds to the evidence. It's adding to the evidence of hormonal contraceptives in breast cancer. But experts also stress that the risk remains low. Don't panic. Don't panic and go off your IUD. Don't panic and go off your birth control. Don't panic. It's okay. The risk remains low. Well, maybe it is low in full context. Maybe it is. Maybe there's hundreds of millions of people taking birth control, or maybe even this IUD. It's irrelevant. The point is the risk is there, and it shouldn't be minimized, and it shouldn't be the facts should be given. The facts should be given, and then it's up to you to make the decision if that risk is a risk you want to take. So here's a research paper from JAMA in 2024. Use of levonorgestrel, which is an IUD, releasing intrauterine system, has been increasing. IUD's use constitutes the preferred hormonal contraception, actually in Danish people, I guess, women older than 30 years. However, whether use of this is associated with breast cancer remains unclear. Increased breast cancer risk was found in users, but the study was not designed to address duration of continuous use. Also, previous studies have not adequately accounted for other hormonal contraceptive use. This study assessed breast cancer risk with continued use, accounting for other hormonal exposures, using, so it goes through the whole study. But the meat and potatoes of this is that it's not just this one IUD. It's actually all hormonal contraceptives, and that the evidence is piling up on this, and it gets piecemealed because they all attach it to a specific, brand name of a product. And so people then think, well, I just need to avoid that one. I just need to avoid that one. I need to avoid this one or whatever. And the truth of the matter is that it's popping up all over. And so it's actually the tactic itself, right? The mechanism itself, the artificial hormones that you're putting in your body that are having the impact. Again, you have to really watch language when it comes to these things. There are more side effects to birth control than even physical. There have been several studies now that hormonal birth control actually alters the way women think. It alters the mate that they choose, because when a woman's body is being tricked hormonally, I love when people say you can trick the body. I love that. I love it. I mean, it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh that people think you can trick your body. Oh yeah, you can trick it. You can trick it into doing things. You can trick it into not getting pregnant. You can trick it. Sure, you can trick it. But it doesn't mean that it's not going to respond with a consequence. So you may think you're smarter than your body, but you're not. You are not. This thing breathes on its own. This heart beats on its own. It responds to things and reacts to things that you have no idea what it's doing just to keep you alive. Because that's the way God programmed it. He programmed it for thriving and surviving. And so that's what it does. You don't have to tell yourself to take a breath. You don't have to tell yourself to beat your heart. But yet, these scientists and researchers think that you can trick the body. Just trick it. Just trick it. Hilarious. It's hilarious. Now, you can work with the body. And when you start understanding your body's code, oh yeah, when you start giving it what it needs and you start working with it instead of trying to work against it, oh yes, you can get results. Oh yes, you can maximize its potential. Absolutely. But you got to obey nature. You got to obey your very biological function. You got to work with it instead of against it. This whole allopathic model is set up to fight against your body. You're not doing what I want you to do. I'm going to force you with this petrochemical. I'm going to force you with this surgery. And that's just the wrong approach. You've got a miracle here. Learn how to use it. Learn what it's trying to communicate to you. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Garcia. Oh my gosh, this show's flying by, but we have more, so don't go anywhere. Still got to do your health topic and some more stories. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
Children who learn where their food comes from are 3 times more likely to choose healthy, whole foods. And that starts with the right stories. A beautifully illustrated children's book that follows Rosa the cat, my furry little kitty here at 1890 Homestead, takes young readers on a fun educational adventure through life on a regenerative farm. Kids learn how animals, plants, and people all work together in harmony with nature. I'll tell you this, my kids are older now, 19 and 22, and they look forward to planting every year. My son just asked me the other day, when are we putting more plants in? When are we getting plants in? Because they take a role in it, and they understand the connection to Earth, and they need it. We all need it. So this is a great tool for parents and grandparents to be able to connect their children to, real homestead and where their food comes from. I covered things like soil health, animal care, and natural living in the book. It sparks curiosity and interest in sustainable food, responsibility, being a steward of the land, and it makes farm life fun and easy to understand, all through the eyes of my little Rosa the cat. So if you are interested in getting a copy of Rosa's Happy Homestead, just go to naturallyinspiredstore.com. Questions or bulk orders. I've had somebody reach out about getting a bunch of books for their summer program. Happy to do that. Help me connect kids to nature. Because as we move into the digital revolution, they're going to get further and further away from it. And this is just my one little offering to children directly to connect them to nature, so they grow up with purpose and understand that they are part of nature. Okay, so birth control, you know where I feel about that, how I feel about that, right? It alters the way, it even alters the mates that women choose. And it's always interesting because, at the start of a relationship, if you're in a serious relationship, what happens, right? If you're not on birth control as a woman, and then you fall in love with this guy and everything's great and you guys are getting along wonderful. And then what happens? You get into the serious part of the relationship. And so the woman goes on birth control and then things change. Why do things change? What changed? It could be that the birth control is altering your girlfriend or your wife, and that they aren't in the same capacity as they were before. Maybe they liked you because they thought you were adventurous and exciting and took risks. And turns out when you're on birth control, that's not what you're attracted to. When you're on birth control, your body is tricked into thinking it's pregnant, so it looks for security and safety and calm. It literally could be contributing. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it could be contributing to our high divorce rate, because people are being mismatched. It's the old bait and switch. And you know what I'm talking about. I've seen a lot of that in my lifetime, where somebody pretends to be, I'm this person. I love biking. I love mountain climbing. I love doing this. I love doing that. Except for when I'm married to you, I don't anymore. And then they wonder why they're divorced. You got to fish in the right pond, people. You got to fish in the right pond. You can't fish in a pond of adventure and crazy man and all of that, and then expect to catch a fish that, is going to be calm and not want to do much and provide for you. And there are men like that want to provide for you and work a job every day and totally, stable, and, they don't take risks. There are men like that, and they're fantastic. But make sure that you're fishing in the pond of those men instead of trying to reel in a crazy man. Nothing wrong with crazy men. I'm just saying it's a little more up and down with crazy men that like entrepreneurship, men that like, to hunt for themselves. That's a different man. And you got to be that woman that can handle that. Because if you can't turn them into that. I've gone through this, I don't know how many times, with all of my single friends at some point. And, you're fishing in the wrong pond with the wrong bait. You need to be yourself and fish in the right pond where those men are. It's a hard lesson, apparently. I don't know. I've been married 30 years. Thank God. I don't have to deal with that. But anyway, birth control could literally be part of that. Why a woman thinks she's attracted to this and then goes on birth control and is attracted to something totally different. I mean, that is a real thing. So, just something to keep in mind, not to mention all the side effects, the physical side effects, which we're finding out now, that this may be related to breast cancer. I think you're hard pressed to find a woman who hasn't been on birth control or at least dabbled in birth control. Now, I think you'd be hard pressed to find one. So I don't know. It's one of those variables that we got to consider when we have exploding rates of dis-ease. I promised you I'd bring you the story on the ostriches in Canada because my little heart is just so sad about these birds and these women that love these birds. So the 400 healthy ostriches, right, in British Columbia, and the Canadian government has gone full commie, and they want to kill those birds because way back in December, one of the birds tested for H1N1. No sickness. No birds died. All the birds have recovered, so to speak. There's been no death there. Nobody's sick. Nobody's, they can't really trace anything coming from, there's no point. But they filed an injunction to stop the killing of the birds. So it had to go through the court system. Now it's through the court system, and the court says, no, we still have to kill the birds. It's end of May. It's end of May. There's no sick birds. Nobody's died. They still want to kill the birds. That right there is a flex, right? We're going to control what happens here. So it turns out that these healthy ostriches are involved in a non-mRNA antibody research study to fight avian flu. I guess there's something about the ostriches that can provide a lot of evidence on how to protect people from avian flu. And so they're in that research program. And the Canadian government wants to kill them. So enter Trump. Trump administration cancels the contract with Moderna to develop a bird flu vaccine. Strategy, people. Strategy. And that's what's playing out here. Stay tuned. I'll explain more. And of course, we'll have a little health topic on weight loss, as promised. It's been our theme all week. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Have you heard about the powerful health benefits of medicinal mushrooms? Take our preferred medicinal mushrooms for immune support, gut health, antioxidant properties, stress and sleep, heart health, liver protection, blood sugar regulation, cholesterol reduction, anti-cancer properties, cognitive health, mood and mental health, heart health, antibacterial and antiviral, and so much more. Available in easy-to-take capsules, great tasting gummies, and our special coffee blends.
Since adding these mushrooms to my daily routine, my cholesterol levels have improved, and I feel more confident about my heart health.
Taking one of these blends before bed has been a game changer. I fall asleep faster and I wake up feeling truly refreshed.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Join us for the 2025 Naturally Inspired Health Summit, the #1 rated health event in Colorado. Saturday, June 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, June 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18 powerhouse speakers, 55 business booths, 25 breakout sessions, Sunday's farmers market with 20 vendors, Saturday evening networking and dance party.
The Naturally Inspired Health Summit was life-changing. The energy, the speakers, and the connections I made were incredible. I left with real, actionable solutions for my health and business.
This event was exactly what I needed. So many inspiring speakers like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Carrie Made, and so many more. Amazing products and a community that truly cares about real health solutions.
High energy, positive community, real solutions for health. Get your tickets now. Want to participate and show your message? Visit naturallyinspiredhealthsummit.com or text 720-764-7448.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Don't forget about our fantastic partners. If you're looking to detox, Greska's Carbon 60. We love Bob and we love Carbon 60. It's great for detox. I've talked about this before. When you're detoxing, you want to make sure you're using binders, right? You want to make sure that you're putting Carbon 60 in your body to be able to carry that out of your system. So it's great to initially, build up your diet with a bunch of different foods that cause detox, right? We've talked about a lot of them here: oregano oil, wormwood, these types of things that trigger the response to help your body let go of some of the things like parasites or, fungus, whatever it is that you're detoxing from. That's great, but you got to have a binder to carry that out. And I think Carbon 60 is fantastic for that. So Greska's Carbon 60, of course, Good Brew. We love our boys at Good Brew. They do such good work. They talk to you. We get your stories about the awesome customer service, and they're excited about their summer. They have a lot going on. They're going to be in Fort Collins for the Taste of Fort Collins. And of course, they'll be at the Naturally Inspired Health Summit as well. Just great guys. And our joint restorer, another great guy, Chris. He is from Prosper Wellness, produces a whole line of products from like CBD and the circulation suites that help with insulin resistance. Wonderful stuff. Living Well Nutrition. We were supposed to have Christy Hall on today, Dr. Christy Hall, but she wasn't able to make it. So she'll be probably next week. I'm assuming she'll reschedule from Living Well Nutrition. She has real solutions for anxiety, real solutions for addiction. She has real solutions for trauma healing. A wonderful practitioner in Loveland, Colorado, and so knowledgeable. So proud of her that she has now got her doctorate. Pumpkin Creek Ranch, of course, Pumpkin Creek Ranch for real beef. Small batch beef, family-owned ranchers. Dean Lerwick, of course, is a common guest on the show. He tells us all of the... Oh, Dean's on tomorrow. Thank you, Jason. Yay, Dean's on tomorrow. So we'll be talking regenerative farming tomorrow. We'll be talking Maha for regenerative farming. Dean's super knowledgeable. He's taught me a ton, and you're not going to want to miss that show. So go to naturalinspiredradio.com. Get plugged in to all of our community partners. We're so proud to have them. Okay. The ostriches. So these ostriches, turns out they're in this research project to be able to help fight avian flu. That would be a non-mRNA solution. So the Trump administration has canceled a contract awarded to Moderna for the late-stage development of bird flu vaccines for humans, as well as the right to purchase the shots. According to a drug maker, Moderna in January was awarded $590 million by the Biden administration to advance the development of bird flu and support the expansion of clinical studies for all of that stuff. This was an additional $176 million awarded by the Department of Health and Human Services last year to complete the late-stage development. Bird flu's been circulating, blah, blah, blah. The Trump administration. So bottom line is the Trump administration also fired Food and Drug Administration employee responsible for managing the federal government's response to bird flu and paused its milk quality testing. What's Trump saying here? You're not getting the money because don't forget, you cannot roll out any kind of an emergency use vaccine when there are viable treatments available. So what do you think they were doing here? Think about it, right? They got these ostriches in this research thing that's non-mRNA, and they're thinking maybe they'll be able to come up with a solution for avian flu, but that derails Moderna, doesn't it? So let's kill the birds. We kill the birds, the study's over. That's what's going on here. Has nothing to do with those dang birds, right? Getting anybody sick. They never were sick in the first place. Insane, you guys. Insane world we're living in. Let's get to the last bit here because I want to cover weight loss. I promised I would cover it all week. I have a clip I want to share with you about weight loss, and then we're going to drill it down with real strategies for you here. Real strategies. Here it is.
There is no weight gain without insulin. You got to get the insulin down. And so once I learned this, I changed my clinic practice completely. Yeah. And instead of being a weight loss program, it was an insulin reduction program.
Yes.
Get the insulin down any way you can.
Yeah. You can eat 10,000 calories and you'll lose weight.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think I've been harping on that all week, right? Insulin is the reason. If you find yourself overweight and no matter what you do, stubborn belly fat, I talked about the skin tags, I talked about the brown spots on your neck and maybe even underneath your armpits. These are kind of all signs of insulin resistance. So what can you do about it? We've talked about diet, right? You got to get the sugar out of your diet. You got to go high protein, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that you want to weigh. So if you want to weigh 150 pounds, 150 grams of protein, right? You want to shoot for 100 to 150 a day. I know that may seem hard, but everybody should be shooting for that, okay? On top of that, movement, right? Movement is your best weapon. So when you eat, if you are insulin resistant, you've seen the show this week and you think, oh my gosh, I'm insulin resistant. So what can I do? Every time you eat, go for a walk. Go for a 20-minute walk after you eat. Or you can do 40 squats. It's the equivalent. So you can stand there in your kitchen and do 40 squats after you eat. This helps your body process the food. It is pivotal. Another thing you can do is you can take a supplement like berberine. That also assists your body in blood sugar response, in response when you put food into your body. So these are tools that you can use. Now, hear me now. It's not a silver bullet fix. You don't just take the burn. I think it's called burn. If I remember correctly. I have access to it again since we got access to Moderna's products again. I have access to berberine. And berberine is not a silver bullet fix. It's all the things that you're going to do together, but this is a tool that works because it helps your body with blood sugar. It helps you control your insulin. And after years of eating in a way where that's gotten your body into insulin resistance, it's going to take some time to unwind that. That's why tools like Curb, Burn, Sculpt, they help. They help. And it's encouraging because when you can get a little bit, when you can gain a little bit of ground, especially in weight loss, because so many people are so stuck in insulin resistance, they can't even lose a pound. And so they try and they try and they try and nothing comes off and they get frustrated. So these tools are just tools that you can use that can move that a little bit, move it a little bit faster, but you got to do the movement. And along with movement, if you're walking, that's great. Walking's great. But I highly recommend getting yourself a weighted vest. Even if you start off with just a little bit of weight, it just adds a little bit of resistance to the body. And that's super beneficial on your blood sugar levels and helping with that insulin resistance. So a weighted vest, easy to get, right? I think they're like $20 off of Amazon. They're not that expensive. You can get yourself one of those. Commit to walking every time you eat. The other thing is, and we're going to talk about intermittent fasting tomorrow, but the other thing is eating in a window really helps restore your body's metabolic health, because your body is, if you are constantly, snacking here, it's just a piece of popcorn, it's just like a handful of M&Ms at the post office, or, the lady at the post office puts out candy. I just grab a hand. If your body is constantly having to process food, then you are constantly going to be having that insulin resistance, right? You're not giving your body a chance to clear. So eating in a window is a huge tool that you can put to use. So here, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we've learned about what insulin resistance is, right? It comes from highly processed, high carb diets. It comes from maybe even toxic exposure, right? That can be a thing. And we've talked about movement, how important movement is, right? Just getting the metabolism moving, the food, the energy through your body. Such a big part of it. We now know you don't have to be a marathon runner. You don't have to be. You don't have to run your tail off. You don't have to. You can actually just go for a walk with a weighted vest and get maybe even better results. And weight training is huge. The more muscle you have, the better equipped you are to deal with insulin resistance. The better equipped you are to deal with blood sugar. People who are muscly, they recover better. Their metabolisms are often healthier. I mean, this is nuanced. I'm not talking about steroid people, obviously. But you know what I'm saying, right? A healthy amount of muscle is the key to building a healthy metabolism. Super important. So easy steps, right? You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on this. Nope. You don't need to go into $5,000 protocols, $10,000 protocols. Nope. You can stay right here at Naturally Inspired, get free weekly workshops, and learn as you go. Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Garcia. So glad you came.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.